What is true beauty? A couple summers ago, I was visiting my family. We were all gathered around in the evening for our nightly family prayer time. Little 3-year-old Benedict, it was his turn to lead prayers. He's my nephew, and he gets to choose the opening song. And he says, looking at me with these like dreamboat little eyes of his, he says, "I want to sing Amazing Auntie Marie Therese." My brother, Carl, his dad, leans over to me and he's like, says something like, "Just roll with it." As if on cue, we all start singing, the whole lot of us, "Amazing Auntie Marie Therese, how sweet the sound." You see, Benedict has an older sister named Grace. And every time he hears the song Amazing Grace, he thinks that everybody's singing about his amazing older sister. But you know, Benedict's got it right. Human beings, we are amazing. And we didn't really have a choice in it. God didn't ask us, "Can I make you like me?" No. "Let us make man in our image and our likeness." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. I mean, when was the last time you just sat back, was like, "By George, I'm so splendid. I am wonderfully made. Wonderful are thy works, O Lord," it says in Psalm 139. Now we have an enemy who tries to turn us away from the goodness of God and turn us away from the goodness within us. Throughout the centuries, God is continually calling us back to the reality that we are made like him. In the 12th century, the Cathars was a group that was spreading like wildfire, and they were saying the world is evil and people are evil. So God sent who to the 12th century to remind people that we're his likeness? Hildegard of Bingen. And the whole of Hildegard's prophetic life was a cry to each person to see their exquisite beauty in God and act accordingly. Hildegard writes to lay people, she says, "In the name of God, O you beautiful forms of human beings." She says in another letter to lay people, "It was fitting that God through his might made so magnificent a work, that is, man, who is himself capable of accomplishing many and various works. God has established you in great glory. Why do you sleep in your negligence?" Hildegard never ceases to remind us that in God we have tremendous power. From the exquisite little one in the womb to the old man laying in bed with Alzheimer's, God says to each of them, as in the Songs 4 verse 9, "You have ravished my heart." In verse 7, he says, "You are altogether beautiful. You are so beautiful that in wisdom it says he bounded from heaven's royal throne so that he can save us and so he can have us beside him forever." I want to share a story with you of a teenage girl, Chiara Badano, blessed Chiara Badano. She was very normal. She wanted to grow up to be a flight attendant. She liked sports. She had a lot of friends. At a young age, though, at about the age of 9, she was introduced in a retreat to the Gospels. And she said, "I have discovered the Gospels. Up until now, I have not been an authentic Christian because I have not been living it to the full. But now I want my whole life to be this magnificent book." At the age of 12, she writes, she was sick, she had the flu. She says, "Well, I offer my nothingness so that the Holy Spirit can just bestow his gifts of love, light, and peace upon the youth, so that everyone can understand what a free and immense gift life is, and how important it is to live every instant in the fullness of God. I feel so little, and the road ahead is so arduous, that I often feel overwhelmed with pain. But that is the spouse coming to meet me. Yes, I repeat it. If you want it, so do I, Jesus." 12 years old. Sometimes we feel very uncreative. We feel good for nothing. Well, we give that to God. If God can make the world and us out of nothing, he can certainly take our poor efforts and make something wondrous out of it. When Chiara was in her mid-teens, she was playing tennis, and it was discovered that she had a very serious terminal form of bone cancer. And for 2 years, she really suffered immensely. And she offered all her sufferings over and over again for youth, for people who did not know God. She offered it with joy as well, by the grace of God. She kept repeating, "If this is what you want, Jesus, so do I." When a bishop came to visit her, he said to her, "The light in your eyes is amazing." She was living what Jesus had proclaimed. "You are the light of the world. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven." She prepared for death as for her wedding. She was buried, and she asked to be buried in a wedding dress. As she said, "My spouse is coming to meet me." Her final days, in the hospital, she would go walking with a girl who had depression. It was very helpful for this girl, but very painful for Chiara. When the nurses and her family encouraged her to lay down, to rest, she said, "I have nothing left, but I still have my heart. And with that, I can always love." Chiara understood well the words of Psalm 16. "Lord, you have put into my heart a marvelous love." That is beauty.